Hello, I'm Tony Mangino from TC2, and this is Staying Connected, where we talk about what really matters to enterprise buyers navigating today's technology and sourcing decisions. I'm joined today by my colleagues Frank Zagrodnik and Brent Knight from TC2. And today we're starting a two-part series on Starlink in the large enterprise networking space. Part one here today is the strategy conversation, where it fits, where it doesn't, and why enterprises are paying attention beyond just remote locations. Then in part two, we'll get practical, how you operationalize the service at scale, what to demand commercially, and how to avoid just building a shiny new failure mode. So this two-part series on Starlink is ultimately about making better decisions, not just chasing the hype. And to get this going, let's kick it off with you, Frank, and give us a quick background on just what Starlink is.
Yes, absolutely, Tony. So Starlink is a broadband transport that is delivered via low Earth orbit satellites, or LEO. So compared to legacy satellite, latency is better, but the more important point is it's a different physical dependency chain than your fiber, cable, broadband, or fixed wireless. What an enterprise needs to answer is, does it give you meaningful path diversity? And can it serve as a reliable failover option when you actually need it? And to be clear, Starlink isn't automatically a replacement for every terrestrial circuit, but it is a credible alternative path that can reduce correlated outages if you design it correctly.
Brent, what other considerations are you seeing with our client?
Well, Tony, the timing of this conversation makes a lot of sense. We've been having a lot of conversations with our customers about Starlink as a strategic transport option, and we're seeing a lot of the service in our sourcing work. Today, enterprises have more apps at the edge, more dependency on connectivity for revenue, and less tolerance for outages that used to be acceptable. And at the same time, a lot of current backup designs aren't truly diverse. You might have primary fiber DIA and backup broadband, but they likely share the same trench, possibly the same local power, the same middle mile, or even the same upstream carrier relationships. So when there's a regional outage event, that could be a construction cut, a storm, a power outage, or a carrier core issue like paths can fail together. Starlink's appeal is that it can break that correlation. I'll add that Starlink service outages have been rare so far, but there was one in September 2025 that knocked out thousands of connections globally for a short period of time. It's sort of all or nothing for Starlink, not like regional outages that sometimes can occur with terrestrial services.
Frank, are you seeing any distinct buying patterns with our clients?
We are, Tony. We tend to see three patterns. First, the classic one, remote primary. So if you've got a location where fiber is impractical because build out costs are astronomical and or lead times are brutal, Starlink can be a difference maker between open the site now or wait 6 months. Second is rapid turn up. So think about M&A integration, temporary sites, construction trailers, pop-up locations, and disaster recovery, those types of needs. It's a way to get connectivity fast while the long lead circuit catches up, or while you decide what the permanent design should be. And lastly, is the one driving the most executive attention, a diverse backup for mainstream sites. The store or branch already has a good primary, but leadership is asking for better resiliency than a second terrestrial line that can fail at the same time as the first.
Frank, it's interesting that it's that third use case where people can just get the business case wrong. Because it's not just add Starlink and call it a day, but strategically, it's compelling. It creates a path that doesn't depend on the same local last mile or middle mile infrastructure. Brent, what are large enterprise customers doing with the service today?
Well, Tony, think of it this way. At scale, think hundreds or thousands of sites. Most enterprises will conduct pilots and then a phased rollout. You'll see clusters that could be a region with repeat outages, or maybe a subset of critical sites, or a high loss business segment where downtime can cost a business millions in lost revenue. It's a rational approach. Enterprises don't deploy a new transport to 2,000 rooftops without proving the operational model, install standards, monitoring, spares, failover behavior, and how it performs in production. Also, the maturity of your SD-WAN